Playing team sports is a great way for kids to stay physically active, build social skills, and spend time with their peers. But when are kids emotionally and physically ready to play on a team? Josie Saeed spoke with child safety expert Matthew Gareth to find out.
Hi Matthew, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So when is a child ready for team sports? I have one child who's really into it, but I'm not so sure about the other one. How can I know?
Generally, kids are ready for team sports like t-ball at about the age of 6. Before that, kids have a hard time understanding or taking direction and the concept of teamwork. That's why swim lessons, gymnastics, or a body movement class is a great alternative for younger kids. You know, it's a great idea to encourage children's physical activity as a lifelong goal, but really only encourage children to play sports if they have a strong interest in it, and if you and your pediatrician feel they're ready. Remember, kids play team sports for fun.
That's a great point. I want to make sure that I'm not pressuring too much and that they're playing for fun and not just to win.
No, I think that's a great attitude.
So how worried should I be about the potential for serious injury if my child's playing sports?
No, you should be worried, but kids can participate safely in sports as long as they follow a few precautions. It's important to wear the right type of gear for the sport that they're playing. I mean, helmets are obvious, but you also have to think about pads and guards, you know, face protection, eye protection, mouth gear, and protective sport cover.
Getting and using the equipment is always a big deal. They think that's pretty cool. But what else should I think about? Like, what about fitness? Or what if my kid's a couch potato? You know, like a video gamer who sits on the couch and doesn't get outside as much as they should?
The most important thing before your child plays any sports is to get a full physical checkup by their pediatrician. But you can also help with fitness by doing stretching exercises before and after the game. This helps make the muscles and ligaments more flexible. So you can also help with muscle strengthening by doing conditioning exercises during practice.
So my main concern is if my child gets a serious injury that could cause a lifelong disability. How can I prevent that from happening?
Well, it's very important that both parents and the coach make sure that children are playing safely. Know and strictly enforce the rules of the game, especially if there's any age-specific modifications to reduce injury.
That makes sense. Playing by the rules lets everyone know what to expect and what's acceptable behavior. So what else?
Well, it's important that you teach your child to be aware of pain. They should stop playing or stop the exercise session if they experience a sudden or sharp or strong pain, or if they hear a popping sound.
Yeah, I get that. I have one kid who gets so into the game, he probably play right through the pain.
Yeah.
What else should I be concerned about?
Well, it's also important that children don't overexert themselves. Children can get pretty sick if they exercise too much in high temperatures or high humidity. It's important to make sure that they drink plenty of fluids before, during, and after playing sports or exercise. And it's also helpful to wear light clothing. So if your child has a possible head injury, it's really important to stop play immediately and seek medical attention. Also, make sure that your child's coach is trained in identifying head injuries, especially if a child has had even a small head injury and continues to play. Subsequent blows to the head can cause some serious brain damage.
Well, these are all really good tips. Are we missing anything?
Just remember, it's always important to have adult supervision, especially when applying the rules for safety.
Thank you so much for coming today, Matthew.
Thank you for having me, Josie.
Those were some really great guidelines. So the 3 things that I took away from our conversation are: 1, reduce competition and encourage fun in your child's sports. 2, make sure children wear protective gear. And 3, teach your child to stop playing if there is sudden or strong pain.
Every child should get a chance to play sports, but kids shouldn't be pushed into sports they're not ready to handle. Age 6 for team sports is a good rule to follow. And remember, it's about getting out there, getting active, and having fun.